4 arrests have been made in an hours-long standoff that took place in South Lincoln this morning.
Channel 8's Matthew Mittleiter has the full story.
This is the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office with a signed search warrant for this address.
4 people were arrested on Friday after a 4-hour-long standoff at a Lincoln home, according to the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office. Authorities with the Fugitive Task Force were sent to the home near 12th and Hill Streets around 7:30 a.m. That's just north of Van Dorn. They were serving an arrest warrant for 24-year-old Gabriel Olivas. Chief Deputy Ben Houchin said Olivas had 5 misdemeanor arrest warrants and a history of violence. He says Lincoln police were looking for him after a robbery that took place on Wednesday near 21st and Washington Streets. He also says Olivas had hit an unmarked police vehicle and drove off on Thursday night. Houchin says after authorities first arrived and surrounded the area, about 7 to 8 people exited the home, but Olivas and 2 others barricaded themselves inside the home and were potentially armed.
Tried numerous times to call out and attempted his phone. He would not make any contact with us. Nothing was said. We could not communicate with him.
For several hours, authorities tried calling for Olivas to come out of the home, but they say he refused. Eventually, 44-year-old Arthur Francis, who had a felony warrant out for his arrest, came out of the house and was taken into custody. Houchin says Francis would not tell authorities who else was inside, and eventually a chemical agent was used inside the home. Officials say Olivas then tried escaping onto the roof of the home, but after coming down onto the ground, he was arrested. Shortly after, 39-year-old Sherry Thomas, who also had an active arrest warrant, came out of the home and was taken into custody. One neighbor said it was stunning to see something like this happen in their neighborhood.
There's been a lot of past issues with that house. We've seen the police there several times. There's been complaints from neighbors about garbage in the yard and people in the house yelling at neighbors as they walk by, and it's, yeah, a little bit frightening for sure.
Chief Deputy Houchin said they did find a 9mm handgun inside the house, as well as methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. Following the standoff, 32-year-old Jennifer Crumley was also arrested. Houchin says she and her 18-month-old child were living in the house, and due to the conditions, she was arrested on suspicion of felony child abuse. He says the child has been placed into protective custody. Reporting in Lincoln, Matthew Mittleiter, Channel 8 News.